Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley and today we're in Salem, Oregon, visiting with your elected representatives. My guest is your Senator Arnie Roblan, representing the Coos Bay area. Thank you, Arnie, for being here.
Thank you for being here and for giving us the opportunity to talk to our constituents. And we know where Charter covers. It's a lot of my district because I go the whole coast from Coos Bay to Tillamook Bay and into the valley. So it's always great to have an opportunity to talk with you. And I thank you for giving us the opportunity to meet and greet and talk to our constituents. So thanks.
Thank you. I know you work tirelessly to try to bring salary family wage jobs to the Central Coast area. How is that going this legislative session?
I think we're making strides. We're working on a number of different things. And in our area, even some of the government things, making sure we have the right funding for public schools so we don't have to lay people off. Making sure that our ports can contribute to the economy of our areas and getting more jobs on the coast. And we have a bill actually to start having a conversation about what is the maritime economy for our state, because we've never really separated as an economy. Washington did it recently, and in that case, they found that it was one of the leading economies of the state. But,
oh, yes.
But our people who go to sea oftentimes live in Oregon, their paychecks come to Oregon, their families live here, but they're not categorized in any group because they're on a ship that's going all around the world. We have a really amazing program up at Clatsop Community College that helps seamen get the skills they need to be successful. That one is it's a really great program. Most of the kids choose to live in Oregon, but they end up in Louisiana and all over the world doing their work and then sending their checks home. They aren't even listed as part of our employment base. And we want to have that brought together so we really look at what's happening with our shipbuilding, with our barge building, all of those kinds of aspects. And then have a better way of saying we want to build those jobs, and then we want to get counted for that growth that happens on the coast.
Well, I think that's something that hasn't been looked at that much before. So what a choice discovery to find that you already have.
Yeah,
it's like the concept of looking within.
Yes, it was a group that came out of Lincoln County. One of their county commissioners started having conversation with other people and realizing, wow, we've got Oregon State here and there's all these ships that are coming and going, NOAA fleet, all this other kind of stuff. We're looking at doing some stuff off the Oregon coast with respect to a test site for wave energy. They've worked with the fishermen. I went and looked at a place in Pacific City. I don't think most people know that most of the cables that come across the ocean from China, India, all those other places that carry all of our information come ashore in Oregon.
No, I don't
Band
think
in Oregon,
know
Pacific City, 17, I think, different landings for these things. There's another group that's trying to bring a new one in from Hawaii. These are pretty high-tech, amazing pieces of equipment that lay it down. Our fishermen were the first to come up with a plan so that the companies that wanted to come in here, they'd say, what's the best route? They'd get our fishermen, would show them where we don't fish, where we do, so they could not have conflicts with the different groups. And so all of a sudden, we became the epicenter for cables that come across the ocean for the West Coast. Another
thing that triggers a thought in my mind about the underwater welding.
Yes.
You're good at developing people with that highly needed and somewhat risky craft.
And just welding in general. The barges that we're building in Coos Bay and up here at Vigor and other places in Oregon are some of the best and highest tech barges in the world. Their efficiency is better than almost any other transportation mode, including trains, which we think of as being really efficient. But these new barges and the welding that goes into and the high-tech stuff that's being done in all of them are pretty amazing. And the skills necessary for those people to have those jobs, oftentimes they have to look around the world to find those people. We need to make sure that our community colleges and our other places are producing those people with Oregonians that would have some really high skill and great jobs. Underwater welding, my cousin got that. He's an electrician now up in Seattle area, but that was what he went to school for, thinking that's what he wanted to do. And there's a lot of times when you don't think about it, what you need, why you need those people. So. Yeah.
Well, those are very important jobs.
Yes, they are.
And that goes along. I just have time for one more quick question.
Sure.
What are you doing for education to generate the people to have these good
jobs?
jobs?
Education is the committee that I'm chair of, and I'm also on Full Ways and Means. And our issue right now is both the governor's budget and the co-chair's framework. Both have less money than we need. I mean, $8.4 billion is what we really need to have the same kind of things we have. And both of them are right at either the $8 billion or slightly under $7.9 billion that they say we have available. So it's a big combination of a whole lot of moving parts, and trying to get a new revenue package that brings some more revenue in, working with business about those kinds of issues, trying to figure out what we do around the PERS issue, which is a big expense for most of our school districts and local governments, and having conversations about that. So this session is really about all sorts of people working together to come up with a solution at the end of the session that allows us to have an appropriate amount of spending so that teachers don't have to get laid off and we don't have to start all over again, which we've done the last 4 or 5 decades. We've had this ongoing cycle that we get some money up and down. We've got to figure out a way to better. We've done some things. We have a stability fund that allows us to put money aside and then use it. The problem with it, it has triggers that have to do with the economy. And this particular session, we don't have enough money, and we're in a growth boom. So none of the triggers are being forced to actually get to that money to help education. So it's a complex problem that we're here to try to solve. And I look forward to any ideas that come from our constituents, but most of all, it's getting down and doing the hard work and working together to make it happen.
Well, thank you for doing it on behalf of the citizens, and thank you for being here.
Always thank you. We really appreciate your coverage and the opportunities to actually speak to our constituents through Charter Communications. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm Dana Cowley. This is Charter Local Edition Northwest. Have a nice afternoon.